Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome on behalf of the entire Board of Management to this annual media conference at Volkswagen AG. For reasons of which you are aware, this conference is being held somewhat later in the year than you are accustomed to. However, you may rest assured that this shall remain an exception. We are pleased that so many of you have been able to join us here today, although we would prefer to be greeting you under more favorable circumstances. We know you have brought many questions with you to Wolfsburg today, including questions about the diesel issue. With the software manipulation of diesel engines at Volkswagen, rules were broken and boundaries overstepped. That is very painful, and we apologize sincerely, because we know we have disappointed so many people who have placed their trust in Volkswagen. We recognize our responsibility, and we are doing everything in our power to regain trust. That is the main thing for us. That is the main thing for me, also today. We would like to take the opportunity of this annual media conference to demonstrate to you that, in spite of everything, Volkswagen remains a strong and vibrant company. There is no better place to do that than here in Wolfsburg, the heart of the group. And what better place is there in Wolfsburg than here in the Autostadt, where Volkswagen meets its customers every day in person, where the unbroken fascination that our brands and our vehicles evoke in customers all over the world can be felt and experienced directly. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with a brief overview of the past year. You are already familiar with the key figures. They demonstrate that the Volkswagen Group's operating business is in good shape, despite all of the difficulties of recent months. In fiscal 2015, we again delivered some 10 million vehicles to customers worldwide. This was just short of the level of the previous year, despite the headwind in some key markets. And for the second time in a row, we recorded a sales target that we had originally not expected to achieve until 2018. Even though high volumes are not an end in themselves for us, the figures highlight the fact that we have the right products lined up in many countries and market segments. We once again succeeded in increasing group sales revenue, with notable gains both in the automotive sector with our 12 brands and in financial services. Now, more than ever, it is paying off for us to have built our business on several sustainable pillars. To put it clearly, the Volkswagen Group's broad portfolio is not a burden, but a big strength, especially now. This can also be seen in our operating result. Before deducting special items, it was actually slightly higher than the excellent figure of the prior year. This is proof of the Volkswagen Group's high earnings power. Let me present a few encouraging examples to demonstrate this. Audi delivered 1.8 million vehicles to set a new sales record and remain the market leader in Europe and in China. Operating profit before special items nearly reached the high level of the prior year. Porsche increased its deliveries to customers once again with a rise of some 19% to 225,000 vehicles and remains the world's most profitable automobile manufacturer with a return on sales before tax of 15.8%. The Škoda brand Our subsidiary, which celebrated its 120th anniversary last year, delivered more than 1 million vehicles for the second time in a row. Just a few years ago, no one would have thought it possible that Škoda would contribute more than 900 million euro to group earnings in fiscal 2015. Another area not often in the limelight is our financial services division, which is in fact a fundamental pillar of the group, now more than ever. In 2015, Volkswagen Financial Services contributed 2.2 billion euro to the operating result, more than ever before. I would have no trouble continuing the list. I could add SEAT. For example, our Spanish subsidiary is well on its way to sustainable profitability. The commercial vehicle segment is another example. Here, the collaboration between MAN and Scania is picking up steam. We are now projecting long-term savings from synergy effects of up to 1 billion euro per year. All this goes to show that our group is built on so many strong pillars, and we benefited from that once again in 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, we are aware that in recent months much has been said about our business in the US for obvious reasons, and justifiably so. Nevertheless, at this juncture, I would also like to direct your attention towards other regions of importance to us. Germany and the other countries in Western Europe have made up the Volkswagen Group's core market right from the start. That is why the increase in passenger car deliveries of 5% in our home market and 5.1% in the rest of Western Europe in 2015 is so encouraging and also very significant. With regard to China, much has been said and written in the past year. The global economy has been shaken by concern about a potential major slowdown in economic momentum there. Such a scenario, which, incidentally, we do not regard as probable, would certainly have serious repercussions, especially for the automotive industry and, of course, for us as well. As you know, China has been the Volkswagen Group's most important sales market for a long time. This was also the case in 2015. We once again sold more than 3.5 million vehicles there. The share of operating profit amounting to 5.2 billion attributable to the Chinese joint ventures accounted for in the financial result is proof of the high earning power. We are making every effort to maintain our position in China in an increasingly tough competition. Only recently at the Peking Motor Show, we made this very clear. Volkswagen Group China and our joint venture partners are fully committed to their ambitious investment plans. In the current year alone, we plan to invest more than 4 billion in China, above all in highly efficient, environmentally friendly vehicles and production processes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about strong brands with tradition and with fascinating products that technologically pave the way to the future. That is the Volkswagen Group. Returning to our roots is not a mere ritual for us. Our history is part of our identity, and we take pride in cultivating it. That is why occasions such as the 40th birthday of the Golf GTI and the 100th anniversary of MAN commercial vehicles were among the highlights of our fiscal year. Tradition is founded on tenacity and continuity. But it also requires the willingness to embrace constant change and the ability to innovate. Nowhere is this more evident than in the vehicles that we are launching on the market. This year, 2015, saw around 60 premieres across all brands, of which we are very proud. These are outstanding vehicles that embody the commitment to quality that people all over the world have come to associate with our products. Here you can see some of the milestones we reached in 2015. My personal highlight of 2015 has nothing to do with figures or technology, however, but with the people at Volkswagen. Since my appointment, I have met and talked with many of our employees. And I have met and talked to many of them. And I have every reason to thank them for their untiring efforts, especially now, for the devotion and passion that inspires them to give their best to the company and its customers, day in, day out.